This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information for how you can volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Poems by Gerard, Manley, Hopkins. Read by Linda Liu. Part 7b. Editor's Notes to Poems 52 through 58. Poem 52. Summa. This poem had, I believe, the ambitious design which its title suggests. What was done of it was destroyed, with other things, when he joined the Jesuits. My copy is a contemporary autograph of 16 lines, written when he was still an undergraduate. I give the first 4, capital A. Poem 53. What being? 2 scraps in H. I take the apparently later one, and have inserted the comma in line 3. Poem 54. On the portrait, etc. Monastreven, County of Kildare, Christmas '86. Autograph with full title. No corrections. In capital A. Early drafts in H. Poem 55. The sea took pity. Undated pencil scrap in H. Poem 56. Ash bows. Open parentheses. My title. Close parentheses. In H in 2 versions. First as a curtal sonnet, like 13 and 22, on same sheet with the 4 sonnets, 44 through 47, and preceding them. Second, an apparently later version in the same meter on a page by itself, with expanded variation from 7th line, making 13 lines for 11. I print the whole of this second manuscript, and have put brackets to show what I think would make the best version of the poem, for if the bracketed words were omitted, the original curtal sonnet form would be preserved and carry the good corrections. The uncomfortable I in the added portion was perhaps to be worked as a vocative, referring to first line, ? Poem 57. Hope holds. In H, a torn, undated scrap which carries a vivid splotch of local color. Line 4. A variant has a growing burnish brighter than. Poem 58. Saint Winifred. G.M.H. began a tragedy on Saint Winifred, October '79, for which he subsequently wrote the chorus. Poem 36 above. He was at it again in 1881, and had mentioned the play in his letters, and when, some years later, I determined to write my Feast of Bacchus in 6-dressed verse, I sent him a sample of it, and asked him to let me see what he had made of the measure. The manuscript which he sent me, April 1st, 1885, was copied, and that copy is the text in this book, from capital A, the original not being discoverable. It may therefore contain copious errors. 20 years later, when I was writing my Demeter for the lady students at Somerville College, I remembered the first line of Caradoc's soliloquy, and made some use of it. On the other hand, the broken line, I read her eyes, in my first part of Nero, is proved by date to be a coincidence, and not a reminiscence. Caradoc was to, quote, die impenitent, struck by the finger of God, unquote. End of Part 7b. This recording is in the public domain.